let's go ahead and move to right and wrong. Chase, so let me know where you were right.
Yeah, so where I was right is I took my shot in the dark, right, with the Panthers winning their first game, and they did it. They did it. All right. That was a one that I wasn't too confident in myself, but I looked at their schedule and I thought this is the game that they've got to have against the second overall pick. And by golly, they did it. They barely did it, but they did it. And Bryce Young played, I would say, his best football game. He threw for 235 yards, a touchdown, right? He was sacked 6 times, didn't matter. He still got him in field goal range. Completed 22 out of 31 passes. I'm going to take the victory lap on that one, right? I said the Panthers would do it. Frank Reich finally let go of play calling duties, kind of sparked that team. Yeah, so I take their win. It might be their only win, but they got it.
They got it. Listen, this is good for football. I like that when I don't like when teams go undefeated or unwinning when teams don't win a game. I
Yeah,
like for them to win a game there, especially good for Bryce Young to finally get his first win under his belt there. And against his lifelong friend, right, C.J. Stroud, the guy that a lot of people are saying that the Panthers should have taken, ahead of him. So to kind of quiet that narrative a little bit, go out there and ball out and get the win uh, with my guy Bryce Young. So
yeah,
that's great. I love it. Where I was right. I didn't mean to talk about the Chiefs so much, but I got to come in where I was right here and say, unfortunately, part where I was right. So back when the schedule release came out, if you'll remember, we predicted each team's first loss. So now, while I wasn't 100% correct with the Chiefs, obviously they lost their first game. My prediction was this last game, week 8, against the Denver Broncos. I predicted that they were going to lose that game. So while I wasn't 100% right, I was kind of right in the
sure.
fact that they would lose this game. And it was exactly kind of what I thought would happen, right? 3 division games back to back to back. Broncos, Chargers, Broncos again. It's a tough slate there. Division opponents are always play you tough, regardless
Yes,
of what their record is, right? What the record is, always play you tough. And so I thought that was just kind of set up for the Chiefs to kind of stumble and fall there. So so I was still shocked that it happened, but I guess I'm still going to give myself credit because I kind of
sure.
predicted it happened. So unfortunately, I was right.
Yes. That you'll take that, right? I mean, that's one that you don't want to be right on, but you're right. All right, where we were wrong, and we've already touched on it a little bit, so I don't want to go into much detail, but the 49ers bangers. I locked the 49ers. I thought this was their get right game. I thought they were going to be back. I think that team's got some real problems. I'm not sure what they are, but man, three losses in a row, right? They've got reflection, look in the mirror. They got a bye week, perfect time to do it. And the Bengals, right? Week 4, week 5, I was talking, I don't think these Bengals make the playoffs. I don't know how they can turn this around. They look bad. Burrow was hurt, and I think he was hurt. I don't think he was as hurt as bad as the media made us think. I think they kind of tricked us into thinking he was like going to be done for the season, right? That was floating around there. I think that was more of just an excuse for Burrow playing bad that he got injured, right, week 3. But the Bengals appear to be back, right? They are the team that we've known them for the last 3 years, right? Right, and even they were even so confident that they were back that they were willing to move T. Higgins, right? They didn't. That was the rumor going around today. They were taking field trades for yesterday. Sorry, they were taking fields for T. Higgins. They ended up keeping him, right? Jamar's popping off. Joe Mixon is coming back alive for like this 9th season in a row where he just looks dead. You think, this guy, roll him around, and then all of a sudden he's back. So this Bengals team looks good. Their defense, which we've talked about past previously, right, against that Monday night against the Rams, they kind of came alive. And since then, they've really been up to their stuff. Even the games that they've lost since then, they've really been up to their stuff. So I'm excited to see where this Bengals team goes in the future. But that's where I was wrong. I was not high on the Bengals, high on the 49ers, and maybe they peaked a little too early and didn't peak early enough for the Bengals.
Yeah. I mean, the Bengals seem to be back. And 49ers, they've dropped 2 games that they really shouldn't have, right? No excuse to lose to the Browns. No excuse to lose to the Vikings. Definitely need to right the ship there for sure moving forward. Where I was wrong, I thought the Steelers could steal one from the Jags. As much as the Jags have been winning, I don't think they've been playing good football. They've been playing well enough to win, but nothing crazy where I've been thinking like, oh my gosh, these are a legit Super Bowl team. And so I thought maybe going in there against the Steelers, in Steelers against a really solid defense, I thought maybe the Steelers could steal one. And the Jaguars tried to give it away. They tried
They
to give
did.
it away multiple times. I mean, they were just a turnover machine. But the Steelers' offense just couldn't get it done. Shocker. They couldn't get it done. Pickett gets hurt. Trubisky comes in, who's also a turnover machine, and just doesn't get it done either. So obviously, they weren't able to get it done. The game was close just because the Jaguars kept turning the ball over. If they wouldn't have, if Lawrence, plays better, they don't turn the ball over that much. This game could have been 50-10 because those turnovers, they just didn't have enough time to put up more points because they kept turning the ball over. So, but disappointing showing there in Pittsburgh there for the Steelers. But that's where I was wrong. I thought maybe the Steelers could have come in and snuck in and stole this game from the Jags, and obviously they couldn't, no matter how much the Jags gave them the opportunities to do so.
Yeah. The Jags have just a weird problem with always, like, it's like you can count on the Jags to turn the ball over more than once in a game, whether they win it or lose it. Right? They turned the ball over 3 times against the Steelers. They did the same against the Saints in both games they've won. Right? They only punt like twice a game, but yet they don't score on every drive because they just fumble the ball randomly, right? Something will be going right, and Tanks Bigsby comes and gets one carry, and he fumbles his carry. Like, it's just weird stuff like that with the Jags where I don't know what really is going on. I don't know if that's maybe a coaching issue, if that's a player they just can't hold on the ball. I don't know what that is, but I'm impressed with these Jaguars winning 5 in a row. I was kind of scared about them going to London, right? We talked about that. They were a little scary in London. I thought maybe this was the game they either make it or break it, right? Coming off that loss against the Texans. And then they've never looked back. Even the games that they should have lost, they've still led the game, right? Should have lost the Saint game, turned it over 4 times in that game, I believe. Won it by big. And Saints came back, but won it by big. And then this game, they should have lost, right? They turned the ball over 3 times in the first half and still won it by 2 scores. So congrats to the Jaguars. They're got a 5-game winning streak, most in the NFL
Longest
by
streak
far.
in the league.
Yeah. So
the Chiefs lost. So
yeah.
So they've been. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna ding you at all for winning, at all. But I just thought the Steelers could have got one just because I haven't really loved what I'm seeing from the Jags. But Jags get the win. So there is where we were right or wrong. Let us know in the comments where you were right and wrong. Love to hear from you guys as well.